This is Black Think Tank back with another analysis of current affairs and social issues from an African British perspective. Now, I know you've seen this guy before. You've seen this picture. You must have seen it. 2020, after Jacob Blake got shot in Kenosha, Wisconsin, there was a Black Lives Matter protest. And this guy attended the protest to protect the citizens of Kenosha. You remember him? Kyle Rittenhouse, that's his name. He's presently in the news because he's now on trial, a year later, for murder at a Black Lives Matter protest. What a racist! So here's the main reason why Kyle Rittenhouse is in the news. Well, this is the main reason. These crocodile tears. I don't know if you've seen the video, but you need to get online and watch the video. He's given evidence at his trial to try and show some remorse and explain what happened. He then and starts to what appears to be cry, but no tears come. And mainstream media has gone into meltdown about these fake tears. Social media has gone into meltdown about these fake crocodile tears. And this, unfortunately, has become the image of the killings at a Black Lives Matter protest. Joke ting. Look on the right. That's Jacob Blake. Now, he was shot 7 times. He's not dead, but he's paralysed from the waist down. He was shot last year, 2020, in Kenosha. Now, if you follow the media coverage, you would be forgiven if you thought it was Kyle Rittenhouse, the guy on the left, that shot him. But have they showed you the pictures of who Kyle Rittenhouse shot? Have they showed you him shooting Jacob Blake? And if he didn't shoot Jacob Blake, who did he shoot? Is the news showing you the pictures? Here are the 3 guys that Kyle Rittenhouse shot. 2 of them he killed. The 2 on the left, he killed. Some guy called Rosenbaum, sound Jewish. Huber and Grosskreutz. Yeah. These are the 3 guys that were shot. 2 being killed at a Black Lives Matter protest. They were shot by a white guy. Are you seeing anything here? Yes. All 3 are white. A white guy shot 3 white guys at a Black Lives Matter protest. So, let's look into these guys that were shot and killed at this Black Lives Matter protest. Here's the first one. Anthony Huber. Right, in 2012 he was charged with domestic abuse, and according to the left-wing fact-finding website Snoops, it says, "We uncovered a Kenosha County criminal complaint that outlined his first serious, there's more, run-in with the law. Huber, who was 18, threatened his brother and grandmother." Who threatens their grandmother? "At their home with a knife. Choked the brother and demanded they follow his orders. Follow my orders!" The complaint said the brother wanted to take Huber, Anthony Huber, to hospital, apparently for emergency mental help. Huber resisted in the end and was charged with strangulation and suffocation. I didn't even know that was a crime. But anyway, and false imprisonment. So the white guy shot a white guy who had been charged with domestic abuse at a Black Lives Matter protest. You can't make this stuff up. Now there's this guy, Rosenbaum, convicted in 2002 for sexually abusing 5 little boys. According to Snoops, the left-leaning fact-finding website, Rosenbaum was sentenced to prison for sexually abusing 5 children, all boys between the age of 9 and 11. Wow. It goes on to say, over the course of his week-long stay at this house with these boys, Rosenbaum molested the boys and showed them porn and performed oral sex on them. He was 19 at the time, Rosenbaum. The boys were 9 to 11. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison, and he was given such a long sentence because the court, the judge, felt he was a serious risk to society. So this is the second white guy who was killed at the Black Lives Matter protest by the white guy who went to the Black Lives Matter protest to protect white people from the Black Lives Matter protest, where he shot these white guys. Now, black people are just upset. Not all black people, but a large contingent of the black community are upset that people were killed at the Black Lives Matter protests. And they've been led to believe, via the process of lying by omission, by the mainstream media, that if it was a Black Lives Matter protest, then it's probably black people who were shot. The truth is, it weren't black people. It was a domestic abuser, someone charged with domestic abuse, I should say, and somebody convicted of sexually assaulting 5 little boys. So let me ask you a question, black community. If Jimmy Savile went to a Black Lives Matter protest and got shot by a Blue Lives Matterer, would you be upset? In fact, if any of these 3, 2 on the left, 1 on the bottom right, was shot by a Blue Lives Matterer at a Black Lives Matter protest about a black guy who was shot, would you care if any of these 3 got a bullet from an AR-15? More to the point, should you care? Let's get to the Ux, because we're thinking about a white guy who's trying to cry and can't cry. When what we should be thinking about, and what should be emblazoned across our mind, is why Kyle Rittenhouse was in Kenosha in 2020 in the first place at a Black Lives Matter protest. You might remember this, look on the right. Black guy was part in a fight, Jacob Blake, was tasered by police and then went to his car, turned around, went into his car, police shot him 7 times in his back. He's now paralyzed. Those police officers weren't charged. That's why there was a protest. The white guy who shot the white guys has been charged with murder. So we've been so busy in trying to point out the racist that we've actually forgotten or missed the point of what the real racism is, which is the black guy being shot by the institution of the police and the police who shot him not being charged. That's the racism. We're busy looking for racists. So while this has been now sold as the face of the Jacob Blake shooting, this right here, mainstream media is selling this as the face of it, we've been completely distracted from the fact that this is a white on white crime. No one's talking about that. White on white crime. But more importantly, we've completely forgotten, or been made to forget, that this was a racist shooting from a black perspective. Effectively, in its racist genius, the liberal media has taken a Black Lives Matter scenario and turned it into a White Lives Matter scenario. And they've done it in a way that they've gotten Black Lives Matter supporters, black people, to now argue that white lives matter too, without even knowing that they're arguing the position of white lives matter too. Because this is a white on white killing, and the black community is outraged about this white on white killing. So white lives matter and all lives matter, with the help of the racist left-wing liberal media, have effectively colonized Black Lives Matter. You can't make this up. This is Black Think Tank. Tell me what you think.